What if I told you that starting today, the price of your groceries, your car, and even your smartphone is about to skyrocket, and it's all because of one decision?
Tariffs, they're all set. They go into effect tomorrow.
Trade wars don't happen overnight. They start with one bold move, and Trump just made his. With the stroke of a pen, the former president has unleashed a series of new tariffs on goods coming from China, Mexico, Canada, and even Europe. His message? It's time to bring American jobs and industries back home. But while some are celebrating this America First approach, others are warning this could backfire hard. So, what exactly are these tariffs? And more importantly, how soon will you start feeling the impact? First, let's get clear on what's happening. What exactly is a tariff? And why did Trump just bring them back in full force? A tariff is essentially a tax on imported goods. When a country like China sends products to the US, Trump's tariffs mean they now have to pay extra to get those goods into American markets. The idea is simple: make foreign products more expensive, so Americans buy from local businesses instead. But here's where it gets tricky. Most American businesses rely on foreign imports, especially for things like electronics, auto parts, and raw materials. So when Trump slaps higher taxes on foreign goods, those costs don't just disappear. They get passed down to you, the consumer. Now, let's talk numbers. Trump's tariffs are hitting over $300 billion worth of imports, including steel, aluminum, electronics, and even food products. And that means everyday items, from your next iPhone to the price of groceries, are about to get a lot more expensive. All right, let's get to what really matters. How soon will you feel the impact? The answer? It's already happening. Higher prices on electronics. Let's start with tech. If you were thinking about upgrading your smartphone, laptop, or gaming console, you might want to do it now. China is the world's largest supplier of electronic components, and since Trump's new tariffs target Chinese goods, that means brands like Apple, Dell, and Samsung could be forced to raise their prices. That next iPhone, it could cost you $100 to $200 more. Cars are about to get more expensive. Next up, cars. American automakers rely on imported steel, aluminum, and electronic parts from countries like Mexico, Canada, and China. With new tariffs in place, car companies are now paying more for materials, which means higher prices for new cars, repairs, and even tires. Experts predict that the average new car price could rise by $1,000 or more. Grocery bills are going up, and here's where it really hits home. Food prices. Many fresh produce items, packaged goods, and meats come from Mexico and Canada. But with new tariffs in place, importing those products is suddenly more expensive. So whether it's your morning coffee, fresh vegetables, or even beef, expect your grocery bill to climb. Now here's the real question. Who actually benefits from Trump's tariffs? Winners: US steel and aluminum producers. One group that's celebrating: American steel and aluminum manufacturers. Since foreign steel is now more expensive, US companies can compete better. Some factories are even expanding, which could mean more jobs. Losers: small businesses and consumers. But while some industries are winning, many small businesses are struggling. Companies that rely on imported materials, from car manufacturers to small electronics shops, are now facing higher costs. And instead of absorbing those costs, most of them are simply raising prices for customers, meaning you end up paying more. And let's not forget American farmers. China, Mexico, and the EU are already fighting back, placing their own tariffs on US agricultural products like soybeans, pork, and dairy. That means many farmers could struggle to sell their crops abroad. So, while the tariffs aim to protect American jobs, they could actually hurt US businesses and workers in other industries. Here's where things get even more dangerous, because Trump's tariffs aren't happening in a vacuum. Other countries are already retaliating. China is now imposing its own tariffs on American goods, making it harder for U.S. companies to export products. That means lost business, potential layoffs, and even more economic instability. And this isn't just about China. Mexico, Canada, and the European Union are all planning their own countermeasures. This could escalate into a full-blown trade war. And history shows that trade wars rarely end well. The last time the US imposed massive tariffs in the 1930s, it triggered an economic downturn that helped fuel the Great Depression. So the big question is, are we making the same mistake again? Trump's tariffs are officially in effect, and the consequences are already unfolding. Some say it's a bold step to rebuild America's economy. Others warn it's a dangerous gamble that will make life harder for everyone. What do you think? Are these tariffs the right move, or are they about to cost us more than we bargained for? Let us know in the comments.